What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Combat and Canvas YouTube channel. We're back with another matchmaking Monday. This week it's actually on Monday because we got there in time. We are coming off of UFC St. Louis this past Saturday. Derrick Lewis main evented and got a big win, but
Yep.
it was we only do the main card, but the entire card was pretty fun. From the prelims to the main event, it was a pretty solid fight night. And usually, I mean, we talked about this a lot, but there's a lot of times where these fight nights on paper or just looking at it, you might think, I could skip this one, and then they end up being pretty solid.
Yeah, I
And that
mean,
was the yeah, that was
especially
this
when
one.
they're on the road. It's almost
Oh
like
yeah.
the fights are better when there's fans.
Ooh.
Crazy.
How
Crazy
about how
concept.
about how about after Dana White saying about that
I
Apex could
saw
be
that.
gone?
Yes, bro. It's a miracle. It is a
That's what we
miracle. I'm like,
wanted.
it's about time, bro.
Yeah, they need to travel like weekly or whenever their events are. They need to because it helps so much, like unbelievably so much. Um, but like I said, we are matchmaking the main card. We had a couple fun fights, but we kicked off with one that was not so fun. Uh,
Not fun at all, bro.
Rebellis to Spain. This guy, he's coming in a monster. I mean, two of his fights only lasted 3 seconds and 4 seconds. He comes in his UFC debut, knocks a guy out in 15 seconds. Everyone's hyped up on him. He goes up against Waldo Cortez Acosta, and I mean, it was boring because Cortez Acosta took him down and held him down and really nullified that striking and made sure that he just rode out a decision victory. And I mean, a lot of people, including Dana White, hated it. But I mean, if you think about it, if you're going up against a guy who strikes like that, you've seen all the footage. He's knocking everybody out in seconds. I mean, I would do
Yeah.
the same thing, just get the win. But it was boring as hell. With that being said, we got to matchmake him because he won. It would have been interesting to match make this main, but we're not because he lost. So,
Yep.
Waldo Cortez Acosta, I'll let you go first for this one. Who you got?
Man, I think I want to see this guy against a grappler. After what he did to Robelis, I think he needs get a taste of that too, man. And I think Dana's not going to do him any favors with his next matchup because, yeah, he was kind of pissed off in the press conference talking about that was the worst fight of the night, worst performance of the night. I would have gave it to him,
Yeah.
even though he won. But yeah, I'm saying number 9, Sergey Spivak. He's coming off a loss. He needs to get back in the win column. And
Interesting.
I think Waldo. I mean, there's always a chance on the feet against Spivak, but yeah, I think that
Yeah.
Waldo would probably just get destroyed on the grappling phase because Spivak I think is a little bit levels above, but I do think it'd be a super fun fight, and I think that it'd be a good way to get Spivak back in the win column unless Waldo gets another crazy upset.
Yeah, I like that one. You kind of went and punished the guy a little bit there. I wasn't so mean on him. I wasn't too mean on him, but I have something different. I have Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Marcos Rogerio de Lima. Um,
Yeah, I almost went with
now
that
I,
one too.
I don't know. Obviously, we're recording this on Monday. This will be out on Monday. The rankings drop on Tuesdays. So dumb us not waiting. But depending on how this shakes out, Waldo Cortez Acosta could be 15, and then the limit could be 14 if it goes how I think it's going to go. Maybe he'll bump up a little bit, but regardless, um, he's coming off of a win recently. So depending on how the rankings shake out, like I said, they could be one up above each other. And then with him fighting recently, obviously Waldo Cortez Acosta just had fought. Their timelines could match up for them to make a fight, late summer, if that. I mean, they Waldo Cortez Acosta really didn't take damage, so it
Yeah,
could be
not
soon.
not at all, really. I like
But
that one
yeah,
too, man.
yeah, I like both because we talked about it so much. That heavyweight division just needs something. So like, you got to just have some new blood in there. And despite Cortez Acosta winning the way he did and not being favorable, especially in the eyes of Dana White,
Yeah.
at least it's someone new. Like at
Hmm.
least we have someone that we can put in there.
Yeah,
Um,
100%. People say that sometimes the heavyweights get rushed, but it's like
there's a
sometimes
reason.
all you need is one decent win, and then okay, you're one of the top 15 guys in the UFC because it's hard to come by. I mean, a lot of the bigger guys have other sports to go to. I mean, there's like the NFL in America, NBA. It's like all these guys,
Yeah.
a lot of them at least, just do those sports because there's more money in them, at least for the most part. And then we've seen them try to come. Austin Lane, we just saw recently.
Yeah.
The football is not the best base for American football. If anyone gets triggered by that,
I mean, both, to be honest, but
yeah, yeah, sometimes not the best base, but yeah, the heavyweights. I'm glad Waldo got a W, but I mean, kind of not. I kind of want to see Robellis win, but respect because he did
yeah.
what needed to be done. I mean, it takes
And a
some,
contender series guy. We like
yeah,
them.
100%, yeah, and it takes some balls to do that type of fight where he probably knows that no one's gonna like that type of performance. But I mean, hey, that dude is absolutely massive, and yeah, we've seen what he does when he connects.
Yeah, and that speaking right on that, I was about to say another thing about these heavyweights being pushed, like they're heavyweights for a reason. It only takes one, genuinely, with a lot of these guys. I mean, we saw what Spain did his last fight. He was walking
Yeah,
backwards and knocked him out in 15
that
seconds.
was nuts, man.
So you put one of these big guys who are unranked against someone who's, top 15, top 10, they might knock him out just on the basis of they all hit hard. So
Yeah,
it could just
100%.
happen as a freak thing. So you just never know. So that's why I'm not mad at them pushing any unranked guy up into the top 10 even. I mean, we've seen what was a few months ago, uh unranked it got a main event immediately in the top 10, so it's like it is what it is. But
Yep.
I'm not mad at that. So yeah, I like both matchups. We'll see what they do with them. I think both we just want to see him punished on the ground, I think. So we're a little mean there, but it is what it is. And we
Yep.
move on to Sean Woodson, who beat Alex Caceres. Man, Sean Woodson, both of them really. I thought Alex Caceres and Sean Woodson were making a little bit of you know, underrated fights, winning streaks, and Sean Woodson definitely now. I mean, the guy's not beaten in five fights now, so he's doing solid.
Yep.
He's also unranked though. So I'll go first on this one. Like I said, preface to all these rankings didn't drop, so I'm going on the basis of him not being ranked. I don't think he'll be ranked when the rankings drop, anyways. If he is, it might be 15, but considering how the rankings are right now, I just couldn't see him being ranked, but he's close. And this is the matchup I made. So Sean Woodson versus Joe Anderson Brito. Both unranked, both coming off
I
wins,
like it.
both on win streaks of 5. And they're both right, like literally right outside of the rankings. I think they're under 20. I think they're like 17 and 16 or something like that. Um, like I said, depending on how these shake out. But Brito won at UFC 301. Uh, and obviously Woodson just won this weekend, so the timelines again match up. And I think the winner of either fight or whoever wins that fight could then be a ranked 15 or 14 or however they shape. But yeah, I thought Sean Woodson versus Anderson Brito winner gets into the rankings would be a fun fight. What do you got?
Yeah, man, I think that's a really good fight. I almost made that one, but I was like, I don't know if Woodson's ready for Brito, if I'm being 100% honest. But so I went with a veteran for sure. I'm going with the Leech, Damon Jackson, coming off a nice win. He was kind of having a bit of a tumble down, 2 losses in a row. He's getting old. Maybe this is it for him. Comes out, beats Alexander Hernandez, and
Yeah,
it just in last month, I think it was. So the timelines work out nicely, and I think that Woodson needs to be in there with a grappler who can really test him. Where his one loss was by submission against Julian Erosa. So I do think that I want to see how he handles some dangerous guys on the grappling realm, and because I think that he could probably get this one done if he has improved his grappling defense and his submission defense. Because I think he can hang with most guys on the feet for sure. So I just wanted to see how he could face absolute tricky veteran in Damon Jackson, who's been around for so long. I mean, in all sorts of organizations. So yeah, that's who I'm going with. But man, I could see both of these fights that we picked being
yeah,
really, really fun fights.
yeah. I like that. I think that regardless, one more, and then Sean Woodson could be fighting. someone in the rankings, and
Yeah.
could possibly going up towards the top 10 because I mean he just keeps winning. So who would have thought his transformation always absolutely blows my mind of what he used to be into what he is now.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
he
yeah.
was a
Heavyweight
big fucking
boxer.
dude. Yeah. And now he's like skinny and tall. And
Yeah.
it's like
Now he's like
what
Jack
happened?
Skellington for real, bro.
Yeah. The old him looked like he ate the new him 3 times, and it's weird. Um,
For real,
but
bro. It is
shout out to him
insane.
though. Keeps winning though. Keeps winning. So props to him. And then how about Diego Ferreira? Wow.
What a
Gets it done
performance.
late. Gets it done late, but he got it done, and that's all that matters.
I
He looked
mean,
damn good in this fight, and now I'm like, so I spoke about this before to Max here. Diego Ferreira had like the most sneaky record. Like he was fighting men you wouldn't even have thought he fought unless you're like very closely following his career, like Dustin
yeah.
Poirier and Beneil Dariush and these people, and you're like,
Yeah,
"What the
OAM,
fuck?"
PFL
Yeah,
legend.
OAM. Michael Johnson, he beat, knocked out. I'm like, damn, like this guy's just sneaking
Bro,
his way up there. But
veteran,
for
man.
my pick, so I will preface this by saying I do not think he will be ranked because I was looking at these lightweight rankings and I was like, man, I just can't see anyone being bumped out because number 15, who is 15 right now, is just coming off of a win.
Yeah.
Um, and that number 15 is the man who I want him to face, and that's Bobby Green.
Let's
Diego
go.
Ferreira has fought, like I said, a bunch of legends: Poirier, Dariush, OAM. But the one guy he has not fought is Bobby Green. And Bobby
Yes,
Green's down for
sir.
a fight. He's literally number 15, and because of the lack of lightweight fights, I don't really see those rankings moving that much tomorrow. So how about we just see him fight number 15 and see if
Yep.
he can get in the rankings that way. So Diego Ferreira versus Bobby Green. I also think it would be one hell of a fight because if you saw what Bobby Green did to Jim Miller, yeah, he just was going forward and wasn't stopping. And I think
For real,
Diego
bro.
Ferreira would do the same thing on the opposite end, and they just clash, and it would be very fun.
Yeah,
So
dude. I agree 100% because that's who I'm going with too. I said Bobby Green, number
okay,
15.
yes,
Just like you said,
yes.
I'm like, it's almost like both these guys have been around for so long. It's almost like, how have they not fought yet? I mean, two absolute legends of the game. Bobby's definitely been the more active one for sure. He has a lot more fights,
Yeah,
but I mean, I just love this matchup where both these guys are kind of having a resurgence and really getting their name out there even more just because they have the resume that they do. Both of them just been the longevity is getting pretty crazy. And so, yeah, I'd love to see this matchup. And like you said, the clash of styles, I feel like it's guaranteed to be a banger. And yeah,
yeah,
after that last performance from both of these guys, honestly, they both look as good as
yeah,
they've ever looked. Where
yeah.
Ferreira came in here and absolutely destroyed Rembeki and made it look pretty easy. Where man,
As
his
I
eyes,
didn't
bro,
even,
like oh my god,
dude. I picked Rebecca to win.
yeah,
Um, I, I think Federa
me
was the
too,
underdog. I don't really remember the lines, but I'm pretty sure he's the underdog. And he
yeah,
did not look like it. He beat his ass
yeah,
badly.
bro, he
Both
made
of
it
his
look
eyes were
easy.
swollen. He was bleeding everywhere. Crazy.
Yeah,
So
kind of similar to what Bobby Green did to Jim Miller. So yeah, I think now's the perfect
exactly.
time to make this fight. So yeah, make
Yeah.
it definitely be like a pay-per-view, like main card type of fight for sure. Where I feel like Bobby
First
Green
fight of
is
the
like
night,
pretty
like
big star already, and
first fight of
Ferrera's
that
been
main
out so
card,
long. Yeah,
you get
warm
a
it up,
banger fight. So
warm it up.
let's go. Yeah, I really like that. I think it would be super bloody and somebody
I
would be
love
leaving
it.
there with
I
lots
think
of
this is the
cuts.
first time me and you have agreed on these matchmaking.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, that
I
was
think we agreed on Emir Albazi for Pantoja like a week
yeah,
ago.
yes, we did because I mean that was a no-brainer and it looks like it's gonna happen because
Yep,
just dropped today, Makayev is against Manel Kopp, so
yep.
he's out.
Gotta
So it looks
be
like it
Albazi.
has to be Albazi.
Yeah, that was the
So
only other option.
yeah, so that'll be cool. Looks like Dana was listening to us. Um,
Yeah.
probably not, but I'm gonna say he was. And then oh man, how about this one? Carlos
Bro.
Ulberg. So Carlos Ulberg versus Alonzo Metafield. I mean, it was clear that one of these guys was going to sleep, and it
Yep.
happened to be Alonzo Metafield in what was it, 13 seconds?
Yeah, I think, yeah,
Um,
12, 13 seconds, bro. I don't know what
Metafield had,
Minifield was thinking, bro.
yeah, I'll be fully honest. Alonzo Metafield had an absolutely terrible game plan. I don't know what he was doing, but he just ran at him. He just
Yeah.
ran straight at Carlos Ulberg, swinging, got caught. His own head hit the cage. He bounced
Yeah.
back, got hit again, dropped. It was over. He tried to protest it, to be honest, but I was like, "Nah, you were out, bro."
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
like, maybe you weren't, like maybe you could get
out,
back
but he
up,
was in.
but you were concussed for
He was
sure.
squabbling. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
But there's
Oh
one good
my
thing about this
gosh.
fight. We do not have to worry about the rankings in this fight because it was very clear. Carlos Ulberg was unranked. Alonzo
Yeah.
Menifield was 11. He's taking his spot. Carlos Ulberg is going to be number 11 come Tuesday. So with that being said, I'll kick it off here by saying that Carlos Ulberg has to fight up now. I don't think he can fight back in the top 15. I think he has to fight up closer to the top 10 because he just keeps proving that he's an absolute monster. With that being said, I am going to give him someone who had just lost, though, and that's Alexander Rakic. Rakic is number 5 as of right now, coming off of a loss, but he is number 5. So that's 6 spaces up ahead of Carlos Ulberg. And a big test. They're both tall, they're both lanky guys. So let's see how Carlos Ulberg can test against him because if he beats Rakic, we're talking he's right there for the title. So maybe one more after that if he were to beat Rakic, and then he could be getting a title shot. So, like I said, Rakic coming off of a loss helped this. If he was winning that, I probably wouldn't give him Ulberg, but Ulberg gets him because he is coming off of a loss, and Ulberg coming off of a win, and he's ahead. So that's what I like to see. And like I said, Rakic just fought a 300. Ulberg fought now, so another one that lines up timeline wise, and they could fight sometime later this summer or fall, whenever. But yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, man. What a performance from Oberg, dude. It was a horrible, horrible game plan for Menifield where, yeah, like you said, rushing his head into the cage, just completely no regard for anything coming back at him. And yeah, bounced
Yeah,
off the cage, bounced off the left hand, right hand, pretty much everything, and he was done, man. That was just immediately. And yeah, so I do think that he does deserve, top 10 type of guy. And I'm going with another guy coming off of a win this time, but he has not fought in all of 2024. He has not fought in over a year at this point, so I don't think he deserves to fight up at this point. I'm going with Nikita Krylov. I think that would be a
okay,
super
yep,
fun matchup. It's definitely a
thought
huge,
about that.
huge step for Olberg. But I mean, hey, when you're knocking dudes out like he's been doing, I think he deserves a big step up. And I think they have a potential star, like you said. I mean, it looks like $1,000,000. He fights like $1,000,000. What
Yeah,
more could the UFC want in terms of star power? So yeah, I think that he definitely should be facing a top contender because he could be one here in after his next fight.
yeah, I like the Krylov pick. I almost picked him. There was 3 guys I had on my mind. It was Rakic, it was Krylov, and it was Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker, though, has a fight coming up, so I was like, I don't know about that
Yeah,
one because who knows how that'll shape up. So I'll go with Rakic. But
I like it.
if Walker wins, I would like to see Carlos Ulberg versus Johnny Walker strictly because I think they have similar fighting styles. Their reach is crazy. They're both very lanky and wild. So I
Yeah,
think that would be a fun one. But regardless, Walker has a fight. So Rakic, Ulberg, or Krylov or Ulberg, I like both of them because either way, Ulberg is pushing towards that championship and looking damn good doing it. So props to him. Um, and then we go, how about St. Louis's own Joaquin Buckley? He made it look pretty freaking easy. I mean, he
yeah,
he was taking him down like crazy, and something we'd never seen from Buckley. Really, he was very very patient, controlled the fight, and ended up getting the win. So Joaquin Buckley did win this fight Saturday, and he called out 2 people. Which made this very easy for me. One of them was Conor McGregor, and that's not going to happen. So I did not pick Conor, especially because Conor McGregor is going to fight Chandler and then probably disappear for 2 more years after, win or lose.
go to BKFC or something.
Probably, but regardless, another name he called out was Gilbert Burns, and I think that would be a fun fight. Burns is coming off of a loss, being knocked out to Jack Della Maddalena, but he is ahead of him in the rankings. So you called out Burns. I think that's a fun fight. So yeah, I would give it to him. Joaquin
Yeah,
Buckley versus Gilbert Burns. What do you think?
yeah, dude. Those are some two absolute big boys. Where man, they're not the tallest guys in the division, but they've got some beefiness to
Muscle.
them for sure,
Yeah.
man. And I don't know if I'm going quite up that high yet because I don't know. I think Buckley has a lot of momentum. and I want to give him a favorable matchup. Not that he's really a super favorable matchup, but I want to see him in there with a striker. And what's better than a striker than Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, currently ranked number 9. They'll probably be similar ranked, but I can already see these guys doing some back and forth, some Joaquin trying to get under his skin, and Wonderboy being wholesome, because both these guys have some of the best personalities in the UFC, where they both have found a way to market themselves in a way that works for both of them. And so I think this could honestly be like a main event, and maybe bring it back to St. Louis. I mean, hey, give him the main event this time. After that performance, I don't see why they wouldn't come back to St. Louis and give Buckley a main event, because the crowd was, I mean, until the McGregor call out, the crowd was all for him. And I think that Wonderboy and Buckley would just be so much fun to watch, where we've seen Buckley knock dudes' heads off, but we've also seen Wonderboy have a tendency of being able to, pick these guys apart that are super powerful and avoid getting knocked out. But one way to find out if that would happen in this fight, and that's make it happen.
And now with this new apparent skill that he has, I wonder if Buckley would take Wonderboy down.
Yeah.
If he get now struck.
I mean,
we saw what happened with Kevin Holland. He wouldn't take him down, and he lost.
Yeah.
So
100%. Yeah, I think he'd have to take him down if he wanted to win. But sometimes when guys are in there with Wonderboy, they're like, oh, their ego gets in the way, and like, I want to outstrike this guy. Everyone says he's the best striker. No. Let me show how I strike against the best striker. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
Most of the time it doesn't when you're
against most Thompson, of the time it doesn't.
But I do like that matchup. I like any of them. Honestly, Buckley is a guy who he was getting a lot of hate for being a gatekeeper. But I don't really think he is. I do think he had a little bit of a slump, but a couple good wins, especially in this division. He could be right up there because he could be fighting for a title.
Yeah, the fact that he was fighting up a weight division and he's not even the biggest welterweight is crazy, because when he was fighting Uzibolov, I mean, he was looking pretty tiny in there. I mean, I don't know how Uzibolov was making 170.
He looked so short.
But yeah, like I said, Buckley's beefy, but definitely not the tallest guy. So he was holding his own at 185. So I think he's found the perfect spot at 170, where his frame matches the weight class perfectly, where he may not be the tallest, but if you're taller than him, Buckley's probably stronger than you, because man, he's a little bolder.
And honestly, might be a hot take. I don't know, but I'm going to say it anyway. I do think if Leon fights Bilal Muhammad, whoever wins that, doesn't matter, whoever wins, I think Buckley has a chance to beat either one of them. Especially power-wise.
I mean, yeah, especially Bilal. Just because power-wise, for sure. But we've seen Leon get rocked too, like you said.
But I mean, you never know, especially if you're matching him against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. He could pull it out. But especially Burns too. I mean, if he goes against Gilbert Burns on the ground, he wants to test himself on the ground. It might not be a good thing for Buckley in that fight, but you never know. But we move on to the main event of the evening. Derrick freaking Lewis gets it done, and then shows his ass to the crowd, literally, and then threw his cup into the crowd, pulled his pants down, mooned him. It was insane.
I love it.
He was going crazy.
He's having a good time, man.
But something I found interesting was that he said on the interview in the cage after the fight that he's getting too old for this shit. Despite him also saying he was in his prime. So,
hey,
does that mean he wants to keep trying?
The man just fought. Let's give him a little bit of let's give him some slack here.
We got to stop giving this guy 5-round main events, because it gasses him out. He's got to have 3, man. Should put Buckley in that main event and give him the co-main.
Dude, we saw him grappling, bro. I was like, what is going on, bro? I know it was over for Nascimento when Derrick was manhandling him with the grappling.
Yeah. With that being said, though, Derrick Lewis, assuming you do fight again, buddy, because you are ranked.
You better fight again.
Definitely better fight again. I have you against someone that you picked earlier, and that is Sergey Spivak.
Okay.
And the reason why I picked this is because Sergey beat Derrick Lewis last year.
Yep.
By submission.
Yeah,
But like you said earlier,
unfortunate.
Sergey's coming off of a loss to Cyril Gahn, so he needs some momentum. Derrick Lewis is coming off of a win, but Spivak beat Lewis, so run it back, run the rematch, and like I said, they're close in the rankings too, especially Spivak coming off of that loss. So, I mean, yeah, just do the
Yeah,
rematch, and
I
if
like that.
Spivak wins, that's a big one for Spivak. If he were to win again, 2 wins over Lewis, that could be very good for him, especially boost his name back up towards the top after losing to Gahn. But if Lewis wins, he gets that loss back and moves up the rankings, and maybe he could fight Gahn since Gahn decided to not fight Tom Aspinall. Who knows? But yeah, Lewis and Spivak
I like that.
rematch, I think would be fun. What do you got for Lewis though?
I got a striker here, and someone who I was surprised that Derek Lewis hasn't fought him, to be honest. And I'm going Biggie Boy Jairzinho Rosenstrike. I think that
Mm,
this could definitely be a main event. I hope it's not, just because I think it'd be more fun as a 3-rounder. But I think that this could be a great pay per
100%.
view undercard fight on the main card, where I mean, both these guys have some crazy power. We're seeing Rosenstrike come off of that win against Gaziev. So that
Yeah,
was a big win for him. And we're obviously
another
seeing Lewis,
prospect.
yep, coming off of a win here. So I think that both of these guys have had title contending years, but I think if either of them, if they do get matched up, and it'd be a big win for both of them, because I'm surprised they haven't already fought. So this could be a big signature win for Derrick Lewis, getting another one of the countless that he's had. But for Rosenstruck especially, this would be a really big win, because man, he's fun to watch when he's on. Super fun striker, and then obviously Derek is fireworks no matter what. And this could be, like you said, heavyweight always needs more stars, and I think that heavyweights
Yeah,
getting knockouts is the best way to get that done. So, and I think that this one would probably result in a knockout, as long as it's not, Derek Lewis versus Francis Ngannou situation where they just don't want to throw.
yeah, especially if it's a 3-round fight, I think that would definitely help too. Um, that was 100% an oversight on my part because I was certain that they fought before.
Right? I know.
So
I feel
you
like, yeah,
saying they didn't shock me because I
yeah.
swear I thought they fought before.
I know.
So
I
maybe
had to
do
double
that.
check. Yeah, I had to double check. I'm like going through. I'm like, nope. Okay. I'm like, he's fought pretty much every other striker. I mean, he's fought Gon, JDS, Ngannou, Overeem, Volkov, Dawkins, yeah. Uh, and then he fought Almeida and lost last year.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, man, Biggie Boy has a sneaky resume, bro. I mean, he's only ranked number 11, but man, he's been active ever since he got in the UFC, man. So many fights.
yeah. Honestly, I like that. I like Biggie Boy versus Lewis, especially if it's 3-round. I would take that all day.
Yeah,
I saw his name there, but I just didn't pick him because I just automatically thought for some reason that they fought. So I was like,
I
I'll
know,
go
right?
with
They both
Spivak
came.
because Spivak beat him. But
Yeah,
if he didn't fight Rosenstruck, let's do it. Let's do that
I
one.
like
That'll be
it.
fun.
Yeah, hey, I convinced Brady. Let's go.
Yeah, I like that, especially like you said, if it's a 3-round fight, because obviously I know what people are thinking, right? Heavyweights, what the hell does it matter if it's 3 or 5 rounds? You could just go in there and go crazy anyway. But like you mentioned, harping back on Lewis and Ngannou, it could
Yeah,
go completely different than what you think it will, and it could be boring as hell for 5 rounds.
yeah,
But with that 3-round limit, they're really going to push. I mean, look what happened last time Derrick Lewis was in a 3-round fight. He went and knocked a dude out with a flying knee. He just
yeah,
ran
yeah,
out there and
yeah,
did it. So you just never know. Like
yeah,
they just rush. And Biggie Boy, like you said, coming off of that win over Gaziev, and he picked him apart.
yeah. He
That was
did.
a 5-round fight, but he finished it before the 5th round. But he just picked him apart badly, and I would like to see if he could do that to Derrick Lewis, honestly, because I don't think there'd be much grappling there. I think they
Yeah,
just
yeah.
throw
I don't
bombs.
think so, man. I don't think so. I think it might be Derek Lewis if it was anyone, because I mean, he was showing he had a little bit of grappling in his last fight here, because I
Yeah,
thought Nascimento might be the one to have the upper hand. But honestly, I feel like Derek got in. I think Nascimento got him in mount like once or twice, but I mean, Derek was
yeah.
never really threatened. So
Now I
shout out to
always
Derek.
think every single time I see Derrick Lewis threatened on the ground, except the Almeida fight because Almeida
Yeah.
did very well. But every time I see him um, fight and get taken down on the ground, I always think of the one time he said that he doesn't need defense on the ground because he could just get up.
Yeah.
He's like,
That's
just
just
get
how it
up.
looks too. Yeah, he's just so
So,
strong, man.
and he does that, except Almeida. So just because the shot strong Almeida is
Yeah,
because he was able to keep him
heavy on
down.
top.
Everyone else, Lewis just gets up. He just gets up. He don't need to sprawl and grapple out of it. He just simply gets up, and it's insane. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think he'd need
Love
that
him.
for Rosenstrike. I think they just throw bombs until one went out.
Yeah, I think so too, man. I think that has to be the fight to make.
Yeah, I would definitely like that. Like we, man, that heavyweight division is something else, and I don't mean that in a good way right now. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like we could harp on it all day, but that championship picture is so
You
blurry
yeah,
that
I
we
don't
don't
even
even
know. Yeah,
know.
who's the real champion here?
Yeah, and I saw, sadly, the other day, Dana White said that that Jones and Stipe match will happen before Jones and Tom. So I'm like,
Yeah, bro. They must have some dirt
well,
on Dana, bro. Stipe must have some dirt or something, bro. I'm like,
and if I mean, because now we don't know, but if Tom Aspinall is truly fighting on that England card, they gotta freaking announce who soon,
yeah, I
because
know. Selling tickets,
like,
I think already. It's like,
yeah, they already have like I think 3 fights for that card, and they don't even have a main event.
yeah. Oh man, yeah, I know.
So
It's like there's not really any other option. So just give it to Tom. I know he doesn't. I know it's stupid. He has to defend his title, but at least it'll increase the case even more that
But
he's the real champ.
the question is who though? Because like I mean, there's been rumors of Gon turning it down. So
Yeah,
like,
give it to Blaze
I
or
don't even
something,
freaking
man.
know. Yeah, so I don't know. This Tom's gonna win anyway. It doesn't matter. Uh, Look, give it to Lewis. Screw it. He won. Give it to Derrick
Yeah,
Lewis.
yeah, for real, bro. That would be fun, honestly. I think
Yeah,
Tom would probably just get on top, but maybe not.
I think it would look like how Tom won that title. To be, if I'm being fully
Yeah,
honest. But yeah,
quick, dun,
heavyweights are
dun.
fun. Let's get Biggie Boy and Lewis though for real, because that would be a good one. Uh,
Bro, I can't
and
believe
yeah,
that thought.
yeah, me neither. That was a full oversight on my part because I just I don't even know. I just assumed they did without even thinking about it, but oh well. um, with that being said, though, that's our matchmaking Monday. I think we had some solid picks this week, some very like reasonable picks that
Yeah,
could definitely happen. Especially with, like I said, some of the guys are very high ranked, so it's like only a couple people they can face, and then you have a guy like Colin Tolberg who won and shoots himself straight into that 11th rank. So
yep.
yeah, good fight night. I liked it. We will definitely be back after. There's a fight night this Saturday, and I think then the next one is 303. Correct?
I believe so. Yeah,
Yeah, June 1st is 303. So it'd be a fight night this weekend, and then the next one would be 303. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, that'll be a fun one too.
oh
Dustin
yeah,
Poirier, Islam.
yeah. Finally getting the
We'll
new gloves in there.
we'll see it. We'll see how that shakes out. That'll be a fun matchmaking how that card shakes out
Oh
because
yeah,
if
yeah.
Dustin wins that if
Who
Dustin
will
wins that
Dustin
title, it
defend
throws
it
a
with?
wrench.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But like I said, if you liked our matchmaking, let us know. If you didn't, tell us who you would pick to matchmake against these winners of this weekend's UFC St. Louis. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Go over to our gaming channel, check that out. We hit over 100 subscribers over there, so thank you. And let's try and do that on this channel too. That'd be pretty cool. With that
Agreed.
being said, we'll see you next time. Peace.